Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I'm going to show you what I call my RECON Radar. And on my radar, a few targets have popped up due to the recent sell-off that we're seeing over the last couple hours. And for example, we can see Bitcoin here being probably the main cause to this sell-off. And we have it currently at the oversold level on RSI, and that is what triggered Bitcoin to pop up on my radar, being oversold on the RSI 20 level. It's broken through that 20 level, and we can see the blood in the water as this has come down. It actually broke through the 9,000 level and has since rebounded a little bit. And what I would actually be looking for is a rebound back above the 20 level RSI. I would actually execute an order on this target, but the reality is on Bitcoin, even if it was able to come back above the 20 level and let's say probably get an entry somewhere in this range, I don't think it will break 9,200 necessarily in the time frame I'd be looking for a day trade. Now, if I was doing a swing trade or something like that, it might, certainly that would be a possibility. But I'm not super bullish right now on Bitcoin. And so the return that I'd be looking at is probably less than 2%. It's actually, realistically, looking back across the chart, it's less than 1.5%. I would not actually execute a trade on this target. But Bitcoin being the driving force of the market overall, it is important for me for it to be on my radar screen. And the fact it has, I can see where it has triggered other targets. Now, the target that's probably most interesting to me right now that I'm keeping an eye on is XTZ. So let's take a look at XTZ's chart on my RECON radar. It popped up as well, mostly because of the oversold signal on the 15-minute chart. And we can see it's starting to have some recovery here on the 15-minute chart. I actually had this $2.30 level in here due to prior support. If we can look back on the 1 hour chart, we look back a few days and can see we had some support where we came down into this level, traded sideways and bounced up. And then we actually had a decent opportunity for some range day trades, being that it was bouncing in between that 230-ish level and about 245 level. Now, right now, on the 1 hour, it didn't actually achieve the oversold level, but I am starting to see that the trend is reversing. And this is what I call my counterattack trade. It's a style trade that once we get oversold or overbought, I want to counterattack or go counter trend. I want to see a reversal in the trend and attack and execute trades. So right now I'm seeing an opportunity for a counterattack. And if we take a look, I like looking at the different time periods to see confirmation. And I'm seeing very similar situations. On the 30, it got right down into the 20, not quite breaking the 20 level, but right down in there. And we're seeing a reversal and actually seeing pretty good. We do see pretty good volume as well. That's something else you need to look for. And so on this particular target popping up on my radar, again, good volume on the 1 hour. And let's look at the 15-minute, which actually triggered this to pop up on the radar, on my RECON radar. We're seeing a reversal. So I may actually try to take an entry here at around the 31, maybe 32 level. And for example, to show you where the profit could potentially go here, if we get in, let's say worst case we get in around 32, I would look for it to come back up into this level and more than likely get back up to at least almost a 3% profit range. Or if we come over here to the 1 hour chart, I would look for it to get back up into this range, and we're talking 3%. And this range here would be a little more realistic for me, and we're looking at almost 3.5% profit. That was kind of what I was looking at earlier. My range day trades, as it would dip down into this range, you see it dip down to $2.34, and then I would take an entry on the next opportunity and try to ride out a decent profit. Same thing here. It got down to 233, and once it reversed, traded sideways a little bit and was able to take a good profit. And so again, XTZ does stay on my radar on a regular basis, as does Litecoin and Ethereum. And we can see Ethereum on the 1 hour did not hit the oversold. If we go to the 30-minute, well, it's on my radar, did not hit the oversold. And on the 15, did not hit the oversold. So I'm probably not looking at a counterattack here. Now, something I do look at on Ether might be a quick shoot and loot. If it is able to break the 226 level, I would probably enter that, try to get a quick 1% profit, which is probably going to be right up, right about this level here. And if you look back, you can see what I'm looking at. So I'd be looking at a shoot and loot of about a 1%. I'd really be looking for a 1%. I'd be looking at an extremely tight stop loss, and it would be at probably more than anything at the bottom of one of these candles here. More than likely my stop loss on that, if we get above the 226, get an entry somewhere around 226, my stop loss is going to be at 225.50. I went out immediately. If I'm wrong on a shoot and loot, I want to get out fast, both ways. I want to get out fast with a good profit, and I want to get out fast with a very small loss. So that's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum, as it does tend to stay on my radar, although it looks like it's going to reverse. So maybe we'll get it to come on down, break the 220, and we'll get a counterattack trade. We'll have to keep that on the radar and watch it. That's why it's on the radar. And then lastly, we'll take a quick look at Litecoin. On the 1 hour, did not break the 20 level. And 20 level is my level. Most of the market looks at 30 for RSI. I look at the 20 level. I do have my time frame on the RSI as 9 rather than 14, which does oftentimes show me an earlier result. So I'm typically a little bit ahead of the market on the oversolds by having that 9 time frame. On the 30, we did not break, and on the 15, it did break that level and has started to recover. However, this is not the type of recovery I'd want to see. And the reality is, Litecoin is probably set up better for a range day trade, where we can see it ranges. It's been ranging between about, again, I already had that in there, the $40 mark and the $42 mark. And this actually should have been a range day trade. Once this came down into 40.50, you could have waited for it to come back above 40.50, or even waited for it to close and entered your trade here and put your stop at the 40 and see. I don't know as if the profit's going to be that great though. Let's take a look at the profit. So if we got in at the close of that candle, I'm thinking we were looking at 42. Oh yeah, it's almost 3%. So yeah, that could definitely be worth the time to enter the trade. But right now on my radar, the most interesting one to me is going to be XTZ. That one is the one that I am most interested in. And more than likely, when this candle closes out, as long as we have a bullish candle close out, I will probably take an entry. And more than likely, I'll be doing some day trading result videos. So right now would be a good time to subscribe. Also, if you like these type of videos, spike this a like. And I think that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Maybe leave a comment if you'd like to see more of my RECON Radar type videos of what I'm watching and the type of strategies I'm looking at. And so until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing recon, and we'll see you in the next video.